Hello students. We had already completed photosynthesis chapter. Today in our biology session, we are going to discuss few experiments related to the photosynthesis process. Before going to discuss the photosynthesis experiments, let's revise few things from the photosynthesis chapter. First of all, what is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a process by which green plants make their own food with the help of carbon dioxide, water, and chlorophyll in the presence of sunlight. This is the equation of the photosynthesis. CO2, that is carbon dioxide, plus H2O, that is water, in presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, it produces C6H12O6, that is glucose, plus O2, that is oxygen. So from the equation you can understand the raw materials required for the photosynthesis. So what are the raw materials? Carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and the chlorophyll. And what are the products? Oxygen and sugar, that is glucose. Excess glucose is stored as starch in plants. Now one more thing we have to discuss, that is the de-starching. In most of the photosynthesis experiments, this de-starching step is there. So what is de-starching and why it is so essential before experiments? Just now I have told that the excess glucose produced in photosynthesis are stored as starch in plants. So, de-starching is the process of eliminating starch in plant to conduct photosynthesis experiments. If you will keep one plant in dark for 2 to 3 days, obviously it can't do photosynthesis because it can't receive the sunlight. For that, whatever starch is stored in the plant will be used up for respiration process and the plants get themselves de-starched. So here you can see why it is necessary to de-starch the leaves of plant before conducting photosynthesis experiments. We test for the presence of starch in leaves in order to determine that photosynthesis has occurred. When showing whether a condition or a factor is necessary for photosynthesis, we need to remove all starch from leaves so that we can prove that photosynthesis takes place during the experimental condition, that is in the presence of this factor particularly and not in its absence. If starch is already present at the beginning of the experiment, the result will not be accurate. Hence, it is important to start off with a plant without starch. Now we can start the experiments. First experiment to show that sunlight is necessary for photosynthesis. This is the full experimental setup. So what are the requirements for this experiment? Potted plant, piece of black paper or aluminium foil, glass beaker, test tube, alcohol, water, iodine solution and burner. In most of the photosynthesis experiment, at last we have to ensure the presence of starch by using iodine solution. Iodine solution in presence of starch turns blue-black in color. But if starch is not present, no color change will be there. So now, what are the steps of this experiment? First, you have to take one potted plant and cover a part of its leaf with a piece of black paper, or you can use aluminum foil too. Why you have to put this cover? Because this covered part can't receive the sunlight and the uncovered part or the rest of the leaf can receive the light. Then the next step is to discharge the plant by keeping it in dark room for 2 to 3 days. After discharging, place the pot in sunlight for 2 days. Then what you have to do? You have to remove that experimental leaf from the plant and take off the covering, that is the black paper or aluminum foil. Now keep a glass beaker on the stand and put some water in it. Then you have to heat that water, and after that you have to put a alcohol filled glass beaker or test tube in that water filled beaker. Then put the experimental leaf in that alcohol filled beaker or test tube and let it boil till the chlorophyll is removed from the leaf and alcohol turns green in color. By this process, you will get the decolorized leaf from which chlorophyll is being removed. Now you have to wash this leaf with warm water and then add few drops of iodine solution on the leaf to test the presence of starch. You can see that the part of leaf that is covered with aluminum foil or piece of black paper does not show any color change because this part didn't receive the sunlight, so no photosynthesis, no production of starch, and that's why no color change by adding iodine solution. But the uncovered area of the leaf turns blue-black. Why? Because this part had received the proper sunlight and photosynthesis process took place. For that, iodine color changes to blue-black in the presence of starch. So by this experiment, we can prove that sunlight is very much essential for the photosynthesis process. Next is the experiment to show carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis in plants. For that, the requirements are 2 potted plants 2 bell jars, watch glass, sodium hydroxide or NaOH, sodium bicarbonate or NaHCO3, corks, delivery tube, etc. Now, what is the procedure? First, you have to take 2 potted plants, keep them in dark to make them discharged. Then cover these both plants with the glass bell jar and label them as setup A and setup B. In setup A, you have to keep some sodium bicarbonate which can produce carbon dioxide, and in setup B you have to keep some NaOH solution which can absorb carbon dioxide. Then you have to use Vaseline to seal the bell jar with the glass plate at the bottom to make this full system airtight. Now keep both setup A and setup B to the sunlight for 6 hours. After that, you have to do the starch test for both the plants. So for setup B, you can see that the air is passed through a tube containing soda lime. What is the function of soda lime? To absorb carbon dioxide. So whichever air is coming through this tube doesn't contain any carbon dioxide molecule. And in the bell jar also, sodium hydroxide solution is present which can absorb carbon dioxide. So what happens in setup B? So the air that is present in the bell jar doesn't contain any carbon dioxide. So for that, these plants can't perform photosynthesis and only respiration is possible for this plant, and by the respiration it will produce carbon dioxide. This carbon dioxide also will be absorbed by the sodium hydroxide solution. For the setup A, sodium bicarbonate is present here which can produce carbon dioxide, and due to the presence of carbon dioxide this plant can perform photosynthesis. So when you are going to test starch test, you can see that for the plant A, positive starch test will be there, as because the plants performed the photosynthesis. And for setup B, carbon dioxide was absorbed, so there was no photosynthesis, so no positive starch test, you can see here. So by that experiment we can prove that carbon dioxide is necessary for the photosynthesis. Without carbon dioxide, starch can't be produced and it will give negative starch test. Next experiment is to show chlorophyll is essential for photosynthesis. For this experiment, requirements are plant with variegated leaves like croton, alcohol, water, beaker, test tube, iodine solution and normal paper. Now for the method. For this experiment, you have to take a plant with variegated leaves. Here you can see the variegated leaf diagram. What is that variegated leaves? These leaves are partly green and partly white or yellow. Partly green, partly white or yellow. Like croton, coleus, these are the examples of the variegated plants. Green parts mainly contain chlorophyll, but white part doesn't contain chlorophyll. For this experiment, first you have to discharge the plant, then you have to place the plant in sunlight for 2 days. After that, take one variegated leaf from the plant and trace the leaf on paper to mark green and white part. Because after decolorization, you can't see the white and green part separately. So that's why on a paper you have to trace the green and white parts of the leaf. After that, you have to decolorize the leaf by boiling in alcohol. For that, chlorophyll is removed. And at last, you have to do the starch test by adding iodine solution. So, after the starch test, you can see that white portion, this part, will be brown and green part turns blue-black. Why? Because in the green part, due to the presence of chlorophyll, photosynthesis took place and starch is produced, which in presence of iodine solution turns blue-black in color, you can see here. And the white part, as it doesn't contain chlorophyll, no photosynthesis took place here. So that's why in the presence of iodine, it doesn't show any color change. So by that experiment, we can prove that chlorophyll is essential for the photosynthesis process. Last experiment to show oxygen is evolved in the photosynthesis process. So for that, requirements are beaker, funnel, test tube, pond water and twig of any aquatic plant, mainly Hydrilla. So what are the steps of these experiments? First, you have to take a beaker, glass beaker, and fill it with the water. After that, you have to keep some twig of Hydrilla plants at the bottom of the glass beaker. Then it is covered by that inverted conical shaped funnel. Then keep a inverted test tube filled with pond water over the funnel. Over the funnel you have to place this inverted test tube filled with pond water. Very cautiously that no air should enter in the test tube. Put this in sunlight for some time and note your observations. After that you have to put it in the shade and then you have to put it in the dark room. What will be the observation? In the sunlight, you can see that air bubbles are produced at the end of the test tube, in the shade also these air bubbles can be seen, but little bit less than that of sunlight. But in the dark condition you can't see any of the gas bubbles here. Now you can test the gas accumulated in the test tube by introducing burning matchstick, which burns with glowing flame. This proves that the gas is oxygen. So by this experiment it is proved that oxygen gas is evolved after the photosynthesis process. So by that, today we are ending our session. Bye and have a good day.